Francisco Chronicle's cover this morning simply reads, best ever. Last night, the Warriors crushed the Grizzlies for win number 73 on the season, surpassing the 72 victories by the Bulls in the 95-96 season. And apparently, we have an oracle at the desk. No, it's not me. I know I got the Super Bowl Peyton thing right. It was actually Skip this time, who tweeted this. Someone at this desk stalked his Twitter and remembered this tweet. If stars stay healthy, Warriors go 73-9. Here's Steve Kerr after last night's win.
It's a great way to finish off what was an amazing regular season. I just told our guys I'd never in a million years would have guessed that record would ever be broken. I thought it was like DiMaggio's hit streak, really. And I was wrong, but I will say the same thing now that I said 20 years ago. I don't think this one will ever be broken. Somebody's got to go 74-8. I don't see it, and I hope our fans aren't expecting that next year.
So I told you, Skip tweeted, if the Stars stay healthy, the Warriors go 73-9. Yeah, he tweeted that in November. Also of note last night, Steph Curry hit 10 threes, making his total for the regular season 402. That's 116 more than his NBA record last season, Skip. So what was more impressive, Steph's season or the Warriors' 73 wins?
Stephen A., to me, and I'm going to guess you're going to disagree, but I don't know, but I think that Steph's overall season was slightly more impressive than even the teams winning 73 games. And I realize there are those in the Warriors organization who vehemently disagree with my premise that as Steph goes, they go, because I hear, oh, but we have Clay and we have Draymond and we have a great coach and a great organization and great depth, and I get all that, and it's all true. But you also have Steph Curry, and without his magic, and I don't know how else to phrase it or put it in perspective, it's just sheer magic what he's doing and what he has done all year. He should be the most improved NBA player coming off his MVP last year because he took it up 5 notches from where he was a year ago. I told you this, Stephen A., about 3 weeks ago. I think Steph Curry just played the greatest single season we have ever seen any NBA player have. You can give me Michael's greatest season or Magic's or Wilt's or Oscar's. Throw them all out there. I'll put this one up against it. And it fueled the 73 wins. Where would this team be without Steph Curry? To me, they would just be an also-ran. I'm sorry, as talented as the other guys are, this guy just gave us a revolutionary season because this guy, as Molly pointed out, last night made his 402nd three-point shot, breaking his record by 116 set last year. That's crazy. He made 45% of his threes, and we all know he's taken them from out near half court. He was just a tick below J.J. Redick, who led the league in three-point percentage. And then let's go to, he led the league in scoring at 30.1 while shooting 50% from the field. That's unheard of. It's impossible. Steph Curry led the league in free throw percentage at 91%. Steph Curry led the league in steals at 2.1 per game. Led the league in steals. Steph Curry shot 50% from the field. How many times do I can't drive that home enough because he became as deadly a two-point shooter as a three-point shooter. And as my Spurs will be the first to attest, if you go out and try to get in his grill at the three-point line with 2 people, he will duck under you. You've talked about his handle. I'm not saying it's the greatest handle ever. Spurs couldn't stop him. He just dribbled between 2 Spurs and go right in the lane and make another trick shot off the glass. So to me, this whole year was the greatest single season, which fueled and propelled 73 wins. I give it up to Steph Curry, man. Be my guest.
Well, I would hate to disagree with you, and I'm not going to, because I think you're absolutely right. I'm not going to take anything away from the greatness, the collective effort of the Golden State Warriors. I think Draymond Green, I think that he deserves Defensive Player of the Year this year, Skip Bayless.
Yep.
He would get my vote. plus offensively recording as many triple-doubles. I think it's like 13 or 14 triple-doubles that he's done this year. The way he's passed the ball, the way he's rebounded, the way he's defended, he's been a pivotal figure. I look at Klay Thompson, I consider him the second best shooter in all of basketball. I think about the Livingstons and Spates of the world. I got to give them credit coming off the bench. I got to even give Andrew Bogut love. He's no longer Andrew Bogus. He has shown up, and he plays his role to a T. And I love me some Harrison Barnes as well. And so I got to give credit where credit is due and acknowledge and recognize the fact that this team is incredibly special, and they deserve a lot of credit. But when I look at Steph Curry, here's where it just ends for me. He averaged 30 points per game this year on 50% shooting, where more than 50% of his shots were from three-point range. So he shoots 50% from the field. He shoots 45% from three-point range. He averages 30. He leads the league in steals, and he's shooting 90% from the free throw line, 90.8, which I believe also leads the league.
Yeah.
And so when I look at it from that perspective, this dude is just on another level. It is the greatest season. When you talk about the greatest individual season we've seen from a player, devoid of the kind of athleticism the Michael Jordans, the Kobe Bryant, and others have had. The marksmanship, the accuracy. He attempted 3 more three-point shots per game this year than he did last year, which explains why he's had like 116 more threes this year than he did the previous year. But it doesn't negate nor take away from the fact that this dude is a marksman extraordinaire, the greatest shooter that I have ever seen in NBA history. I don't care what anybody says. I got nothing but respect for the Reggie Millers and the Ray Allens of the world, back to the days of the Ricky Pierces of the world, the Larry Birds of the world, even downtown Freddie Brown in the 70s, for crying out loud. I don't care what you want to pick. Steph Curry is the greatest shooter I have ever seen. And when you look at the level of marksmanship that he has exercised this year, it's nothing short of phenomenal. And there is no way on earth that the Golden State Warriors could be what they are without him. Without him, their wins per season with the talent that they have is in the 40%, and not even percentile, but in that range.
Yep.
You know, 40 some odd victories.
Yep.
It ain't in the 50s, it ain't in the 60s, and it damn sure ain't in the 70s. That is because of Steph Curry's greatness, no doubt about it.
Is it fair to say that Steph Curry has turned the NBA range three-point shot into a mid-range jumper by his new standards?
He's that good, but there are some people that shoot better the further they are away from the basket. And the more you let them come inside, particularly when you contest in traffic in the mid-range level, they might struggle a little bit more than they are launching from long range. So that is a possibility, because that does happen to shooters from time to time. But nothing takes away from the greatness of this dude's shooting ability, and this is why he's so problematic. The one thing about him, Skip, you cannot game plan for him, because you can't get as physical as you used to because the game doesn't allow it, and you can't stop this dude from pulling up just a few feet past half court. Literally, whatever defensive schemes you have, you're guarding the three-point line and in. With Steph Curry, you have to take your defense and literally move it about 5 to 9 to 10 feet up just to defend him. And as a result, that opens the court up for everybody else who has any kind of individual ability, which is what makes Golden State's offense so potent. As gifted as Klay Thompson is as a shooter, the fact is that he gets his shots via set offense, and he's running around and he gets open, or he can play with his back to the basket and post up smaller guards, but he's basically spotting up and launching away. Steph Curry literally gets past half court, and he is an automatic threat because of his ball handling skills and his ability to shoot the ball off the dribble, which makes you extend your defense, which makes your defense more vulnerable and makes everybody around you that much more potent, because most teams, they don't defend like that, and they can't defend like that against, and they don't have to defend like that against any other team. They have to do it against this team because of Steph Curry.
Yep.
So I agree with you.
So Even though once upon a time I argued that I would take Steph Curry in that draft over Blake Griffin, not in my wildest dreams did I ever believe that this willowy 6'3" kid could end up dominating the NBA without LeBron's physique or Kevin Durant's height and length. He's just a 6'3" point guard. And he did this to the NBA. He took it up some other level that we've never seen before. That is revolutionary.
Somebody had better figure Curry out because he's ruining careers.
He is.
If you're Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant, your talent is too great not to have a championship.
Yep.
It doesn't look like you're going to have one with this kid standing in your way. If you're LeBron,
I'm with you.
All the talk that we've said,
you got it.
Look, LeBron still has years left. But what are you going to do if you're running into this kid? Somebody has to figure out how to stop this kid.
Yep.
Otherwise, he is going to ruin careers.
That is correct. LeBron James, you have been dethroned and you have been challenged.
You don't have to disrespect King James like that. You don't really have to do that.
Well, he's been dethroned. Come on.
We knew that last year.
Steph is the best player in the league?
We knew that last year. He is the best player in the league right now this season. This season, he's the best. He's been the best player in the league. But LeBron lost last June. You didn't say that remark all year long. Why are you saying it today? Why are you going to do that today?
Because even during the finals last year, you and I both said repeatedly the best player on the planet is LeBron James. It wasn't until, I don't know, January, February, we started saying, time out. We have a new best player on the planet.
We've been saying that for months, but I'm saying today to sit up there and look in the camera and to say, LeBron James, you have been dethroned. There was an opportunity for you to be disrespectful to one of the greatest players in the world. Why are you going to do that?
You know why I did? Because the most interesting aspect of all this playoffs is not my Spurs or the Houston Rockets or whoever you are. It's LeBron and how he's going to respond to the challenge that Brian Windhorst keeps writing about on ESPN.com.
I'm just saying you don't have to be disrespectful. That's all I'm saying.
It's a challenge. It's a call to action.
Call to action.
He's going to have to
a call to action. A call to action. You just finished acknowledging that LeBron James been playing lights out for the last few weeks or so.
Yeah.
He's not playing against Steph Curry yet. You ain't have to call him out like that. That's all I'm trying to say.
I think he has been fueled by Steph Curry just the way the Warriors have been fueled. I do. I think he's on a mission, man. This is going to be very
he's on a mission too, but let's give him an opportunity to respond. All I'm saying is you ain't got to be the troublemaker that you can be when it comes to him with your instigating troublemaking self. That's all I'm trying to say.
The playoffs are here, and I am excited about it. I have been waiting for this for months. Here we go. Go Spurs, go.
So Curry set the gold standard.
I got it in.
You got it in. Go Spurs, go.